Visit Malacca. Well, I'm here. Welcome to the beautiful city of Malacca. I would say first impressions of Malacca, super clean city. Super clean. It's just, you don't see trash anywhere. You don't see any rubbish. I mean, it's just beautiful sidewalks and pathways and, you know, a lot of historical stuff here. They have things like this, old airplanes and trains, and there's a big Portuguese ship that we can go check out. There's a beautiful river and canal that cuts right through the middle. I took a ride on that yesterday. That was very nice. I got to see a little bit of the city and all the historic buildings, and you know, everything is painted. Everything has art on the walls. You know, it's just a beautiful place. This place open? Let's see what this is all about. Okay. Alright, all the lights are off in there. I guess it's not open today. Why not? Got an old plane. Don't know if that's from the war. You know, kind of looks like the plane I took from Ambon to Bandanera, the twin propellered plane. That was pretty fun. But, okay, let's continue on. You know, everywhere you go in Malacca, you see shops like this, souvenir shops everywhere. I mean, it's so touristy here. One of the most touristy spots I've ever been. You have these rides, these little bicycle, I don't know what you'd call those, but decorated out, Spider-Man and Hello Kitty. Here's a Pikachu one. They're everywhere, and at night they light them up. I mean, this place is so touristy. For one, it draws a lot of people to this city. It's one of the most important cities in Malaysia. Oh yeah, they got the nice sound system on some of them. You know, Malacca was the most important port city in Malaysia for centuries, and not so much anymore. When the English came, they moved the ports from Malacca to Singapore, and they tried to build up Penang in northern Malaysia. So from then, from what I understand, Malacca just kind of, you know, didn't fall apart necessarily, but it wasn't as important as it used to be. So, all right, let's make our way down this road. All right, there we have it. The Proclamation of Independence Hall. I'm not really sure what happened there. You know, they proclaimed independence in Kuala Lumpur at Merdeka Square, and I explained all of that. You know, Malaysia's path to independence while I was in Kuala Lumpur. So if you want to check that video out, you should. But it looks like up here, I think this might be an old Portuguese church. There might be a fort up there. Let's go check it out. You know, let's take a look around. There is not anybody out here today. We got a few shops set up over here. That looks like there's some kind of amphitheater on the backside of the shops right there. Not much going on here. Let's see. Let's read this sign before you start talking about something you don't know about. Alrighty, I just got confirmation from this group over here. I was like, is this the church or is this the fort? He's like, I think it's the entrance of the fort. The church is actually inside, so let's go have a look. I think this was built by the Portuguese in 1511. Okay, yeah. This looks just like maybe the entrance of the fort. One thing I've noticed here in Malacca is that they have signs and information everywhere. You know, things like this would be so useful when you're exploring places like Bandanera in Ambon. I don't even think they have too much of that in Kota Tua, and in all the historic areas in Indonesia. Like everywhere you go, you have signs telling you, about the history and the information about this place. All right, let's go up these stairs. That's pretty cool looking, but I think my favorite has to be Fort Belkika in Banda Neira. That by far has to be my favorite fort. Next, Fort Amsterdam. But let's go give this one a look. I can't judge it by its cover. Let's do it. Let's go inside. Excuse me, can I squeeze by here? Thank you. Wow. Okay. Maybe this is the church. I guess. The church / fort. I mean, this looks like it'd be set up for a church, right? And if it was built by the Portuguese, that might make sense. One of the reasons I read that the Portuguese weren't as successful as the Dutch in colonizing this part of the world is they were more concentrated on converting people to Christianity as opposed to, of course they were interested in the spices and the trade and all that, but they also wanted to convert the people here to Christianity. And so when the Dutch came in, they didn't care about that. They didn't care about religion. They didn't care about what people believed. They just wanted to make money. They wanted to have a monopoly on trade. They wanted to extract and control the sale of spice in this area, and they were able to do that for like 300 years, at least in Indonesia. Wow. So this is where you'd want to build a fort, right up here. That's right on the hill. Out this direction you have a nice viewpoint of the sea. This is where people would have to come in. All the ships would have to come in the canal right there. You have a nice bird's eye view of everything. Okay, St. Paul's Hill. And so this is interesting. Malacca just feels like a culmination of everything we've seen this year on this journey through Indonesia, through the Maluku Islands, South Sumatra even, Batam. Like, it's all connected, it feels like, here in Malacca. The founder of Malacca, the Malacca Kingdom, was from Palembang. We were in Palembang and I told you about how the Srivijaya Empire ruled all of Sumatra, half of Java. They were up here in Malaysia and even in Thailand and Laos. And well, whenever that kingdom was, coming to an end and the Majapahit Empire was taken over, one of the last princes left and fled Palembang, where we were just at, and he came here. Well, first he went to Singapore, Temasak, I think is what it was called back then. Killed the king, and then he came here. I guess he came to this hill. And this is where the Empire of Malacca was founded. And so, it just feels like, oh, I was just in Palembang learning about the Srivijaya Empire. Oh, a prince from that Srivijaya Empire came here to Malacca and started the Malacca Empire in, I believe, the late 1300s, early 1400s. And then the Portuguese came in 1511. They defeated the king here, and then that's when they built this. Yeah, it said they destroyed the palace. They destroyed everything that the prince had built previously, and then the Dutch were able to come here and defeat the Portuguese like 140 years later. I mean, it's crazy. A whole century and a half later, the power changes hands, and so it's easy to be like, oh yeah, the Portuguese were here, and then the Dutch were here, and then the English were here. Like, it took a long time for things to change, The Dutch were here, I think it's from 1641, and then the English came like another century later. Hello. So this was the church?
Yeah.
And the fort? Just the church?
Just the church.
Just the church, right?
It's 3 in 1. Church, come the fort, maybe the fort, because they put the cannon here.
Yeah, okay. So this might be a spot for a cannon.
They put a cannon here.
Yeah.
And then also that side.
Okay. So half church, half fort.
And the college in front there.
And the what?
College.
A college?
Yeah, for the children.
Okay. So there was a university or college here also. Interesting.
Been calling that place is a Formosa. So it's a Formosa.
It's Formosa. Okay. So this whole complex area is Formosa.
The whole complex of this area, I mean surrounding the hill, they call a Formosa.
And these are interesting. Were these made by the Portuguese?
No, this is the Dutch.
This is the Dutch.
Dutch tombstone.
Tombstones. Okay, yeah, I guess. I can't read Dutch, but that's Dutch.
Only these 4, you come 4 from the left. This is Portuguese. The rest
Over
is
here?
The rest
Incredible. Laid to rest here is David Wald Revens, who was born the 28th of September, 1623.
I see skies of blue and clouds of white.
What a voice. What a
Bright,
voice. Wow.
blessed days come in that sacred time. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, Jimmy. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Oh, Jimmy.
Oh no. I was just walking away and he started playing my song. This is the same song that I sang in Kotatua karaoke.
Each mountain, Shenandoah River.
Take me home, country road. I believe back in here, this is the Dutch cemetery. But I can only count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was a couple over there. 6 graves, maybe? Unless there's more over here. I don't know. Looks like they're renovating something up here, an old house or something. You know, this is what I wish a lot of other places in Indonesia would do, especially, you know, in the Malacca Islands, and you know, I keep saying Banda Nera, but you know, that's one of the coolest places I've ever been, and they have so much history there, and yet it's just all falling apart. And you know, I wish it was easier to get there. Obviously, I mean, it's not exactly cheap to fly to Banda Nera, and you know, Malacca is geographically in a much better place than a lot of places in Indonesia. And so this is what you find in Banda Nera, places like this, houses that are just falling apart and crumbling, and you know, they've been here for hundreds of years, yet they're just, you know, going to waste. I wonder what's going on here though. Okay, this must be the Dutch cemetery over here. Country road, knock knock. It's an old house. Looks like it. Can you see in here? You don't really see a whole lot of this in Malacca, places that they've just let go to shit, you know. It's like, you know, this is the most trash I've ever seen in Malacca, honestly. Interesting, they got a stage over here. this would have been a cool place back in the day. I can imagine. It has like an open air veranda that wraps around here. I'm sure somebody that had money lived here. Okay. A couple of those stairs are missing. Let's go back down the way I came up. Let's just see over here first. Ooh, there's bats in here. Okay. Yeah. Some big old bats too. Let's get on out of here. But like I was saying, yeah, in some parts of Indonesia, there are places like this that just have so much history, and you're just like, man, someone needs to come in and just, you know, spend a little bit of money and renovate it. A few people like Alba in Bandanera, they've been able to recapture the history a little bit and build percanils. Is that what it's called? Percanil? I've already forgot that word is my favorite word. Percanils. The Dutch Pala nutmeg plantation owners' houses. And so, anyways, I hope I can find something interesting over here, because I think a lot of the action is back that way, but let's just go this way and see what we find. I think it's time to get something refreshing to drink, and these watermelons look pretty good. Juice Samangka? Yes.
What?
One juice Samangka.
Thank you, thank you.
A juice
Juice.
Timbikai.
Yeah, the big guy. One big small?
Timbikai is Samangka?
Yeah.
Okay.
Malay language.
In Malay,
Malay language. This one?
Timbikai. Sure. Which they all look delicious. Let's see how he does it. Okay.
Yeah, keep on.
Just smash it right in there. Nice, okay. That's genius. And he fills it with ice. Gives me a fat straw. Boom. Just like that, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll sit over here.
Ah, yeah.
Oh yeah, just fresh watermelon juice. No sugar, nothing added to it. That's good. Maybe a little sugar would help, but it's pretty good. Actually, what would help is salt. Yeah, that's what we do in Texas. Might sound disgusting, but try it next time. Sprinkle a little salt on your watermelon and give it a go. I love it. I don't put salt on any other fruit, just watermelon. I think that's a southern thing. Alright, it's time to get some food. And we're going to stroll through Jonker Walk. I think this is the famous Chinatown here in Malacca. So let's go try to find some good Chinese food. Famosa chicken rice ball. The rice, how big are they?
The size is like this.
Oh, pretty small.
This one speak English, no Malay.
I don't speak Malay, no.
The rice one like this. Five
Pretty
pieces.
small,
5 pieces is equal to one more rice.
Okay, so I'll do the 5 pieces.
5
I
pieces.
mean, is it the same rice?
Yeah. A bit different.
A little different?
Yeah, this one is a brown one.
But, this place is famous for this, right?
Yeah, famous.
Okay, so I'll get 5 of these.
Okay.
Got 3 people taking my order. Awesome. Thank you.
This is the chili. If if you eat spicy.
Okay.
Mashed
Do I get like
rice.
just mix it with the rice?
Yeah, but you put in the smoked spread first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Scared you cannot accept.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Look at them little rice balls. Got some vegetables, some barbecue pork. That's one thing. I haven't had too many bad things here in Malaysia so far. Like everything has been delicious. And I think this is going to be delicious too. That's a lot of vegetables for one person. Man. Nice and hot. I think they're covered in some kind of soy sauce. Is that what I'm tasting? Nice crunchy vegetable. That's pretty good. Try the barbecue pork. Maybe a little tough. Let's see. That sauce is good though. It's covered in some sort of sweet barbecue sauce. That is good. Could be a little more tender, I think, but so I think this town is famous for rice balls. So it's actually quite a bit of rice that they smash into one little ball. When you bite into it, it just breaks open. Man, this is way too many vegetables here. Look at that. Look at that. These look like they have my name written all over them. Chicken bun, sardine puff, curry puff. Yep. Let's do the. What is this? The chicken bun right here? I'll try one chicken bun. All right. Famous chicken buns from Madame Yap. Yeah, famous. Okay. Let me show you what it looks like. Nice glazed bun right here. Kind of heavy, actually. Nice flaky crust, but it's like marinated and covered in a sauce. It tastes like a chicken pot pie almost, like a chicken pot pie bun. Man. I'm not gonna lie, the food in Malaysia has been unbelievable. Everything I've had has been good. I feel like there's so much variety here. Kind of starting to kick myself for choosing the first place. There's a lot more options down here to eat at, and they look a lot better than what I just had. Even though it wasn't bad. I think there's just more to choose from down here. Hey,
Hello.
say hello.
Hello.
Where are you from?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Nice. I'm from America.
Wow, welcome
Yes.
to Malaysia.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Good to be here.
Bye.
See you. Hey, there's a good looking restaurant right there. I should have waited. They got good looking drinks too. What's that? Chendol? Yes. Chendol. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do a chendol. I'll do a chendol. The same thing he made.
Midnight.
Thank you. Now that's some shaved ice. Look at that. Got the shaved ice. I think it's covered in coconut, palm sugar. We got the chendol. I guess this is what the chendol is. I think it's like rice, basically. And then I guess some sweet red beans. And I've had chendol before. I've had it in Bandung. I had it in Kuala Lumpur with Zul. I've had it at a few different places, and they're always different every single time. Sometimes they're a drink. Most of the time, well, they've been a drink. This is the first time I've had shaved ice. Oh yeah, first thing you can taste that coconut. I think it's one of those things you slowly got to eat at, but then you got to mix it all together. brain freeze. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Mamacita Mexican restaurant. I think I found where I'm having dinner. Now this looks like more of my kind of store. Everything else is just commercial, just souvenir ugliness. I'm losing my voice.
From Europe, from Middle East, they have to pass by the streets of Malacca. So back in those days, there's no flight.
Right.
So
you have to go down the Strait of Malacca.
Streets of Malacca.
From India to China, like everyone comes
very
through
strategic. So that's why we have like Chinese item, we have like Dutch item, and with
Everything.
the influence as well with Japanese, English, British,
From all over the world, huh? Like all this porcelain here,
Yes.
maybe
very
from
much.
China or Japan.
Yeah.
So a lot of this was found in the river.
Yeah.
And then somebody sells it and then or finds it and you buy it, kind of deal. So this is interesting. This is talking about the water wheel that was built by the first sultanate here in Malacca, the guy that came from Palembang. But this is cool. It said it was recorded that as many as 84 languages and dialects were spoken in Malacca. And at its peak, some 2,000 ships docked at the ancient port. That's how busy this city and this port was at one time. Now it's Singapore and well, maybe not now Penang, but you know, maybe this was the old Singapore. Like Singapore is the hub. It's where all the action is now. But this was the important place, you know, in the 15th, 16th, 17th century. And I found this to be really interesting. The UQ, the Philippines and Thailand. The UQ. Traders from UQ. Do you know where UQ is? The UQ is modern day Okinawa. So the UQ before Japan annexed them, I believe in 1870 something, during the Meiji Restoration in Japan, they basically claimed the Ryukyu Islands, the Okinawa Islands, that string of islands that run from southern tip of Japan all the way down to Taiwan, and they basically claimed them. And you know, it's kind of a something that a lot of people don't talk about. The Ryukyu indigenous people, they're not Japanese, they're Ryukyu, they're Luchu is what the Chinese called them. You know, I made a whole video of that when I was in Okinawa. And so if you want to learn about that, learn about the Luchu history, learn about the people, the indigenous people that live there to this day, you should watch it. It's pretty good. It's pretty fascinating, you know. The Ryukyu, they were traders. They lived in, that's how they made their wealth, and they were recognized by the Chinese as an independent and sovereign country. And there's records of the Chinese going over there and being just astonished at how wealthy these Luchu people are or were. And now Okinawa is one of the poorest prefectures in all of Japan. And so, you know, that's kind of all I want to say about that. But you should look into it. It's interesting. The Luchu or the Ryukyu, depending on the Chinese or Japanese pronunciation. Interesting stuff. Alrighty, I forgot about the ship. Let's go in and have a look at an old Portuguese trading vessel. It's pretty dang cool looking from the outside, though. That's pretty cool. You know, I've studied so much about the traders who came all the way from Europe, all the way to the Spice Islands, and I've never seen a ship, so it'd be kind of a waste if I came all this way. And here's an actual old ship. I don't know if it's a replica or if it's actually an old one that they renovated and whatnot, but who cares? It's an old Portuguese ship, and let's go check it out. the museum will not be responsible for any loss or damage. So leave your shoes here, but if they get stolen, not our problem. That's pretty cool. It's fun to imagine this is what it looked like just right out there in the Straits of Malacca. All these ships. Feel like Jack Sparrow. I bet every single person that comes here says that. But yeah, pretty cool. I definitely would have come here first. That's what you should do. If you come to Malacca, come here first, because there's a lot of information down there in that museum, and it'll explain everything, every era, beginning from before the Portuguese were here, when the Portuguese came, the Dutch. I mean, they explain everything in detail down there. And so if you come to Malacca, I would actually start here and then go from here. Okay, now time to end the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Just like I said I would, I made it back to the Mexican restaurant. Got me some fajitas, and they look badass. Yeah. I'm gonna enjoy this. Let me introduce you to a few people I just met on the streets. This is Peter, right?
Yeah, Peter.
And Trudy.
Yes.
And they said, "Hey, are you Nick?" I was like, "Yep, that's me." These two are about to go to Ambon. And so, when they were looking at videos in Ambon, I think maybe mine were some of the only videos you found.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they saw the
High
Ambon
quality.
videos. What's up?
The high quality.
Oh, they're high quality for sure. But let me just show you real quick what an alley looks like on some random street. Look at that. So clean.